My name's Nabha, if you don't know me, and I get to serve in the communications department here at Ananda Village, and more importantly, I'm the father of Mala, who may be watching right out there now on the TV. But Mala, one of her favorite books, of course, she's 16 months old, for those who don't know her. She is Goodnight Moon, of course, which is a wonderful children's book. But her favorite now is Goodnight iPad, where they put all the devices to bed. Well, they throw them out the window, actually, in the book. So, of course, we're happy that she's learning that, technology is not only a positive thing and that there's, downsides to it, but that's because the technology is really magical in a lot of ways, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to talk about actually the meditation app, the Ananda Meditation App here. And many of you have used it, many of you are actually in it, guiding meditations or leading different parts of it. But I thought I'd start out by just first asking everybody how they first learned how to meditate. So did you first learn in person, either from a class or a friend? A lot of people. Did you first learn from a book when you first practiced? I did too. No, just a few. How about, did you learn online somehow? Class, YouTube, one person. I see, a couple. Did you just guess? Some people. Swami did, yeah. How many of you, okay, so that's great. How many of you had someone to practice with when you first started meditating? Someone that you'd wake up? A lot of people, wonderful. Not everybody has that. Someone who can help them remember, help them, when they're traveling, support them. And we wanted everyone to have that. And so a few years ago, we created the Ananda Meditation App. And rather than tell you what it is, I actually thought I'd read a review that we got a few months ago. This is from someone named Dakal. Dakal said, I can't begin to talk about how fantastic this app is. It has to be one of the most thought out apps for meditators of all levels out there, and the only one that incorporates the teachings of Supreme Yoga Master Paramhansa Yogananda. The app has lessons on meditation, instructions on techniques for the beginner. For the intermediate meditator, it has guided meditations, chants and kirtans, energization exercises, pranayama techniques, meditation timer, and a feature to set up reminders for one's practice. For those more advanced, it has the ability to create your own meditation feature, which for me is the highlight of the app. With this feature, the possibilities are huge. I truly recommend it. So when we launched the app originally, it was just a couple years ago. Actually, it was before Spiritual Renewal Week in 2017. And so many people told us they were grateful for it. It was meditation teacher training graduates said they'd been waiting for it for years. And today it has one of the highest ratings of any meditation app on the app stores. So very many people have used it. And every day, I want you to imagine this, every day a temple of light full of people is using the app in some way. They might be doing a guided meditation with Swami, or learning how to meditate with Nyaya Swami Maria, or meditating with Jyotishan Devi, or doing an affirmation with Diksha, practicing the energization exercises with Gyandev, or creating their own custom meditation, as Dakal mentioned, to create your own, find their own deep inner stillness with a longer practice. One of the messages we've received that's been particularly meaningful to me is this one from Karen in New York. She said, "Thank you everyone at Ananda who contributed to the meditation app." And of course, that's not just the small team that was working on the app or the people who are in it, but really all of us who have supported Ananda, in this in many, many ways. It has restored my practice and returned me to the path of light with an unprecedented vigor. I feel very much in attunement with Master and with Swami Kriyananda as well at this time. And she went on to say, "The world needs our loving attention as never before. The love and generosity that went into this app and the ongoing work at Ananda is being paid forward daily by many." So of course we share the meditation and techniques of self-realization with so many different ways through Ananda. And each time we do, whether it's maybe igniting a new practice or re-inspiring an old practice, it adds that much more light to the world, and I believe that that creates a foundation for world brotherhood to happen in a very, very literal way. And I'll just close with this quote by Master that's in Autobiography of a Yogi. He wrote, the broad sympathies and discerning insight needed for the healing of earthly woes cannot flow from a mere intellectual consideration of man's diversities, but from knowledge of man's soul unity, his kinship with God. So thank you so much for being a part of the energy that's making that happen throughout the world. And it's just a joy to share with you and be a part of this with you.